Now we have the final four set. Still two contenders in the world title race. And now this heat will decide the Vans Triple Crown title for 2015. Fanning and Medina, teammates, staying in the same house down by Off the Wall, have had a few matchups, relatively even when you check it out, but now a title on the line for Fanning. Medina got knocked out of the title race once Mick made it into the semifinals. But as we know, Potts, Medina is dying to hold the Pipe Masters trophy above his head, so he still has a lot on the line.
How Medina deals with these very challenging right-hand tube rides. We saw Josh Kerr just not coming out of one. As we see these guys both paddling right now.
Making a move, Fanning looks back door, packs the first section, he'll pop out. Coming into the bonus section on the inside, and Fanning will start with the lead. Oftentimes, Fanning's not too worried about controlling the start of a heat. This time he controls it with a beautiful tube at back door.
Today's a different kind of day, Joe, so we're going to see a lot of different kinds of things going down. I mean, obviously that wave there, look, both of them on the peak. Mick just a little bit deeper, pulls in nice and deep, comes flying out the end there. Nice little bonus section on the end. Mick Fanning, as we said before, this is a very challenging lineup here at the moment. Mick Fanning driving through that foam ball. Not many guys have the ability to do that. Then backs it up with a nice little inside section. So Mick Fanning off to a flying start, Joe. He's going to have to, though. Medina, he is a machine when it comes to these kind of conditions. Mick Fanning, you can see there, just technique perfect. He didn't do any dragging. There was no slowing down. It was all about getting that speed, getting that momentum to get up and over that foam ball. So Mick Fanning starts off right there, dominating that opening exchange.
Now let's hear from Adriana de Souza, who's downstairs with Rosie Hodge.
Thanks, Joe. Well, Adriana, you have made this so exciting and interesting for us. Your previous best result at Pipeline, the 9th place. Now you're in the semi-finals, really pulling it out when it matters. You know, what do you attribute the success to so far?
I remember one time I stayed here for 4 months, you know, just practice. Just my focus was here. So, yeah, I think the results paid off, and but it's not enough. So I want this, I want more. And I cheer for Mick, I cheer for Gabriel. So this heat, my heart, it is in a mirror.
To Ricardo, a man that was known to charge at this venue at Pipe, a man that won Wave of the Winter. So surfing for a whole lot more as we see Medina lock in, sliding down the face and packing another pipeline tube. He had a 3.67 during the interview with de Souza. Needs another one to take the lead. Fanning now up at back door, pumps through that high line section at back door, but he'll go down.
And he's going to put another little score on the board. So we're looking for Medina right here as he takes off late, drives into the barrel. You can see those pipeline waves at the moment aren't as wide open as they were yesterday, a little bit more north. So the backdoor waves are kind of growing, getting a bit bigger as they go down the line. So hence we're going to see bigger scores go in the back door. So Medina's just going to pluck away right now with priority. Let's see if he gets interested in going to the back door, which he did last year to great success.
First Brazilian to win a world title, first to win at Snapper. He was also able to take out the Fiji Pro. As we look at away from Mick Fanning, setting up his forehand at back door, waiting to get barreled on the inside. It stays nice and round, looking for more on the inside, goes for the air reverse. He'll get stuck on the landing. But now a solid second scoring ride as the Fanning camp is on their feet.
As you said, comes down to whoever wins this takes out the Triple Crown. Mick Fanning realizes that, needs to back that good score up, fades off the bottom, gets a nice little barrel. We talk about, you know, the bigger ones today. I think the judges have adjusted. The judges are not really looking for those bigger set waves like they were yesterday. Obviously those bigger ones closing out. So you're going to have to improvise. You're going to have to go to the inside and find these little gems, these little barrels. Mick Fanning did exactly that. He's going to put a good little backup score on the board.
Start thinking about past Triple Crown champions. One of Mick's longtime childhood rivals, Joel Parkinson, went on a hot streak, won the Triple Crown from 08 all the way through to 2010. Then he was tested by Jamie O'Brien. Adriano and Jamie made it clear that Adriano's been in that camp. And so we saw a lot of pressure on Mick early. As he locks in under the hood, a back door, he'll go straight down. His wave previous, a 3.03. He'll keep those top two scores for the time being. And now Medina looks back door, a lot of room. Solid section stretching out in front of him. The foam ball takes him down.
you know, had an unbelievable barrel here last year at backdoor, but this is a very tricky wave right now. You can see almost made it, but that foam ball right at the end there almost stopped him. It's like running into a brick wall, so Medina's going to have to recalibrate, get back to basics, and then try and find some of those open barrels.
Well, Potts, you talk about that skill set of riding a foam ball. Watching Medina taking a look once again. He'll stay active, looking backdoor, now grabbing the rail. A solid section spitting. Last year's world champ going down as he's trying to keep himself in the hunt. Medina's trying to hunt down a 6.27 score. Does it get any easier to ride the foam ball pipe when the size gets a little bit smaller, or is it just as hard?
No.
Kelly Slater twice to the guys he's dealt with. Now into this crazy matchup with Gabriel Medina. More waves for Medina as he's looking backdoor. This one's going to shut down quickly on his heels, and he's down. A better one standing up behind it. Fanning's going to go underneath it and hold priority.
And with the swell direction and the way the waves are breaking, the rights are favorable. And we saw Mick put his head down. I don't even think he looked at Medina. Medina was actually looking at Mick. So you kind of saw where this heat was going right off the bat. But
Thanks,
up and riding
Strider.
right now, Gabriel Medina goes down.
Thank you very much, Strider. Medina trying to make a move quickly at pipeline. Ends up incomplete, still shooting for a 6.27 to move on to the next one. Medina is definitely one of the best out here at pipe. And still just a short career on tour, but he has a world title. Medina now looks, fades the takeoff, sets it up at backdoor. He'll pull into the first section and staying open. He straightens out to force the exit.
Well, there's that ability that he has. You know, we talked about it earlier in the day. This kid can catch a wave that most would let go and turn it into a score. You can see him looking left, then he slows himself down, pulls into the barrel, driving through that next section, and somehow manufactures an exit. So Gabriel Medina back into the swing of things, 6.27 required. I like the way he looked left, slowed his takeoff down, pulled in just to maximize that time in the barrel. He knew that wave was going to close out. He knew he needed to manufacture an exit to get any kind of score. Medina, unbelievable at that, needs a 6.27. That's definitely a comeback wave for him.
Medina now could be the most dangerous spoiler ever if he can take out Mick. That gives De Souza a shot in the next heat to try to clinch a world title. Locking in on the back door is Gabriel Medina, stalling and working hard, and that one's going to throw him over the falls. Still is going to be looking for that 5.54 to move on.
How did he even stand up on that wave? I mean, that thing unloaded on top of him. And the strength just to get up onto your feet in those kind of situations.
So he's been towards the heavy heats of the Pipe Masters for the majority of his career, but a win has been avoiding him throughout his amazing career. As we check out the heat recap from this first semifinal, Mick dominated the first exchange with a 7.33.
Yeah, what a difficult wave to ride as well. Mick Fanning showed how good he is.
So we get back to live action. Medina looking to ramp up. It's a full rotation punt. Looking to pick himself back up on the inside. One of the biggest airs ever completed in competition. As we hit the 3-minute warning, Medina asking the panel to go to progression to get the score.
Well, I'm just going to let that one breathe for a bit, Joe, because I'm not sure what is going to happen right there. You know, the judges are in a situation now where they've got to decide. Let's have a look. I mean, we talk about this kid being able to produce something crazy on a very average wave. Complete rotation, a little bit of a messy landing, but then managed to pull it off. The crowd went wild, so the judges are not going to get caught up in the emotion. They're going to be very clinical about dropping that score. Hey, that was absolutely amazing, but those only become relevant here at Pipeline if you've backed it up with a tube ride. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes into the scale of things.
It comes in at a 6.5. Medina now in the lead over Fanning. Laid back to recover. Fanning with priority. 2 minutes on the clock. Now needs a 4.0 to answer. Driving hard through so many emotions throughout this year. Putting his head down to compete for this 4th world title. Into a semifinal with Medina and held the lead for the majority of this matchup. Medina finds a wave that we're looking at going, maybe there's a 2 on that, but he goes for an air. There's no barrel on offer. Full rote, lands it, gets a 6-5 and the lead as we're counting down the clock. 9 seconds to go. Fanning looks over that first wave, and we're going to close out this first semifinal. Gabriel Medina making back-to-back finals at the Pipe Master and going to his air game to get the decision to go all the way. Now Fanning will wait on the sidelines to see if De Souza and Mason Ho are going to work out who's in the final. If De Souza beats Mason, Adriano finally fulfills his lifelong dream.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't think it was going to come down to a 2-foot left-hander at Pipe, but the maneuver he produced was beyond amazing. And only Gabriel Medina could do that. I mean, like I said before, you know, who is going to turn around and commit on a wave like that to try and post a score? No one but Medina. That's the freakish ability of this kid. I mean, he's, you know, every bit worthy of being a world champion and a pipe master here. Just the adaptability, just to be paddling out a 10 to 12 foot pipe, charging, comboing everyone, and then to be able to mix it up and produce that kind of surfing to take down Mick Fanning, who's been on a roll. Mind-blowing. What
a huge semi-final performance. Mick Fanning finishes with an equal third here at Pipeline. Medina into the final. Now all pressure on Adriano De Souza coming